Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making a pot roast in the slow cooker. So first you want to go ahead and dry your meat. I'm using a boneless chuck roast, one of my favorites. I really do like the marble of the fat in a chuck roast. It gives more of a hearty flavor, and it's super tender. So right now you want to make sure you're going to dry off all the excess water. I do rinse my meat before cooking. So I am going to season this up with some salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And next I'm going to place some olive oil into a pan, and I'm going to get that really nice and hot. About, enough to somewhat cover the pan, and lifting this heavy piece of meat. So I think it's only about like 3 or 4 pounds. And that's a boneless chuck roast. I love using a chuck roast just because it has that fat still in there. And then on the other side here, we're gonna just season with the same salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And we're just gonna let it sear. On the first side, I like to let it sear for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'll flip it over. And this is the kind of sear you're gonna want to get. You're gonna want to get a nice crust. You could even go a little further on searing that as well. And then you're going to rest it. So here I am peeling my carrots that I'm gonna chop, and I'm also chopping up some celery and onions. I'm going to saute it for a couple of minutes. You don't necessarily have to do this. You could just go ahead and throw it in the slow cooker, but I do find that kind of sauteing the veggies kind of bring out their flavor a bit more. And I just, you know, do it when I have the extra time. So here I just like to let them saute for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until the veggies are, a bit softened and you can kind of see them sweating out a little bit. It just makes the pot roast just a little bit elevated. And while they're sauteing, I'm just going to go ahead and tidy up, clean up, so I don't have to, you know, clean up such a big mess afterwards. So I'm plugging in my slow cooker. I'm going to go ahead and set this to low for 8 hours. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pour in the sauteed veggies. I like to put them on the bottom of the pot and let the meat rest on top, just because I always end up eating those veggies with my meal as well. And just that nice bone broth gives it a good flavor. All right, so I'm going to be adding in Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. Oh, it's so good. It I like to add this in because it also gives a gravy, consistency. to the dish, and so I don't have to make a side of gravy for the pot roast. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to kind of thin out the mushroom cream of mushroom soup, and throwing a couple of bay leaves in there. And that's pretty much it, everyone. Pretty simple dish, and I'm just gonna let that cook for 8 hours on low. I am going to be adding in some potatoes into the slow cooker along with carrots. I tend to throw in the veggies midway through just because I don't like mushy vegetables. Okay, so after I cut the veggies, I'm going to go ahead and put them into the pot roast. And I have about 3.5 hours left. And then after that, it's ready. Okay, so after 8 hours, everything should be pretty tender and all the way cooked. There you see the chuck roast falling off, really tender. I like to serve mine with some rice, and that's pretty much it. And I did also make a side of broccoli. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.